cost of engineering is hardly 10% of the project cost. Please note down that this will help you a lot. But it has got an impact of 75% on the success of the project. Please remember this. The engineering cost is only 10% of the project cost, but it has got an impact of 75% on the success of the project. What does it mean? The earliest remembrance what I have about the college is, the thrill we had on the first day. And the thrill started, from MPB colony, Jabalpur. So my father was working in MPB colony, and we were only two guys. One of my batchmate, late Sudhir, there from electronics and telecommunication. So we too, took a cycle. We had only cycle those days because bus journey was not there. Bus travel was not there. Either we had to go to Gorakhpur or some other place to board the bus. So this 20-kilometer distance, we felt like it is 1 kilometer. So much energy we had on the first day. And when we entered the college, we were awed, with the massive buildings and the meeting the teachers. And the best part was, meeting students from all over Madhya Pradesh and even from other states also. So that was a wonderful experience. The one which we remember, partly, I think most of us do, is the commitment of the teachers. I don't think, we have come across such commitment anywhere in any other university. I visited many other universities and interacted with students, but this commitment which was there with our gurus, I think nobody can match it. So this answers probably one of your queries. Coming back to my professional experience of around 40 years. So I had innings of 7 years and as little as 1 month also. So such wide variation was there. So first inning was around 6 years. And then mostly it was in the manufacture and engineering of high pressure boilers, which are used in thermal power plants. And then I switched over to development consultants. Of course, this company where I was working was ACC because Babcock. I don't know, somehow subconsciously or consciously, the variety of assignments just fell into place for me. So now DG technology is an entirely different thing compared to getting into gas turbine or steam turbine. So this gave me a very good exposure to all the areas of power plants, thermal power plants, and DG based, except hydroelectric power plants. That is still missing. I had never worked in executing an hydroelectric power project. In between, I'll share with some experiences which I think should help you. So what happened was during my earlier innings in Italy, I picked up the working knowledge of Italian without knowing that how it will impact my career a few years down the line. So what happened when I joined this company? So I asked my boss there, what did you made you to select me? Despite without any interview or without any introduction. He said, no, Kumar, we picked you up because only factor we considered that you knew Italian. So you see, this is how a foreign language helps you. So the first lesson for all of you, pick up a foreign language of your choice before you graduate. Because it's much easier, isn't it? I don't know, in Jabalpur you have an institute or not, but you can do it online also. So you can pick up Italian, French, or even Arabic. If you can pick up, nothing like it. Now I'll tell you how it helped. So what happened was, when I joined, we three were GMs, and two were from IITs, and I was only one from Jabalpur Engineering College, a government engineering college. And then it so happened, then it was decided that I will be leading a team to Milan to do the engineering of a very big Aramco project. So I was shocked because I knew other two guys well. They became good friends. And then I immediately went to my boss and I said, sir, how this is possible? Because, those guys are my seniors. They are in cycling for a long time. And he just shut me up with just one sentence. Kumar, you know Italian. All other things doesn't matter. So that was the scenario, at that time, 2016, February. I quit the professional career when I was around 60. And since then came back to the place where we are staying now. And then my focus now is a different project, only pertaining to project in the house. So, of course, here the scenario is different because whatever project the wife gives has got the top priority. My project comes later. So my project is mostly focused on greenery to create. So we have turned this entire area into one of the most greenest place you can ever think in the entire village over a period of almost 7 years, since 2016. And let me tell you, this project is one of the best I ever did compared to any other project. And when you retire, the whole life changes for the better. So you realize, that life is so short, and you are running behind money and work, forgetting what you really wanted to do. So this has made me think that, at least wish that next life I should be a teacher or a gardener or something like this, related to something, with where you have just enough money, but you're happy.
So you mentioned about switching different companies in your career. So how
Right.
did you cope up with the work culture and responsibilities like switching there? So that we wanted to know.
First thing is it is a bit difficult. Even but those days, things were not as complicated as it is today. So
Yes, sir.
just imagine me working in 15 companies. And the first standard question people will ask is, why the hell you have changed so many companies? So what do you do? How do you answer that? So
Yes.
that was a very, very tricky thing. But somehow, I sailed into it by, explaining it in a nice way. You see, let me compare it like a frog in the well and rolling stone gathering no moss. So these are the two extremes, isn't it?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
you stick to only one company, it is like a frog in the well, isn't it? You know only one culture. I'm just giving an example, however diversified it may be. And if you change many companies like me, it is, rolling stone gathering no moss.
Okay, sir.
But then, Anushka, there is no best point in between. That is the most critical input you should remember. We don't have a curve where when one can say that most of the people were at this best point,
Right.
isn't it?
Right.
So and luckily what happened was, let me be very frank, I was not very good academically. Somehow got first division marks. And then I found that, let me find a discipline which doesn't require, too much technical matters. So
Right.
I got into project management.
Okay.
But then what happened was, God was, not that kind. He said, no, you will first get to the engineering. So that was the most tough part, to get back to basics.
Yes, sir.
But then, with the help of colleagues, I overcame, and became, I will say, a good engineering guy. And as I said earlier, in '93 itself, I was the youngest engineering manager with the ABB company in Milan, leading a
Wow.
team of around 100 guys. You have to remember, I think I often give this quote from Charles Darwin. It is not the strongest of the species, nor the most intelligent which survive, but the ones which are adaptable to change.
Right.
So just imagine, this quote given centuries back, how relevant is in your life, even today. So
Yes.
better prepare for change today. Every moment you should be prepared, because we live in uncertain world, isn't it? Like I told you, the earth is 13.5 billion years. What is our life? 100 years? It is peanuts. So our existence is ephemeral. And second data, again, to justify it. If you look at, what our life goals are, isn't it? So we have three important things. First thing is our health. We have to be healthy. Second thing is happiness. And third thing is to lead a satisfactory life, both personal as well as professional, because both are intermingled, isn't it? But then what happens is God never gives you all the three. Very rarely few get all the three. I will say probably 1% and 2%. When I have all those three, then naturally, becoming leader is very easy. Most of us are, having two, and very unlucky ones will have only one, isn't it? So you have to decide in life what you want in life. You want to be healthy? I think that is a topmost priority for any of us, because without life, without health, what life we are talking about? For example, we had 2 3 floors. I never used to take the lift. If I had to go to a junior most fellow, also I'll take the paper, go to him and dump it on his paper, and say, "Guy, this is the thing you have to take care of." And he will look at me, "Sir, I will come." I said, "No, no, don't worry. I can, take the stairs." Never took the lift. So that is one way you have to keep yourself healthy. It should be your topmost priority. All other things are secondary. Now, second thing is happiness. This also comes with when you are healthy. Automatically, you feel happy about yourself, and you feel happy about others. And at the same time, you feel sad about people who are not healthy, isn't it? It's natural phenomena. So now let me tell you that there are three important things which matters for engineers. One is the technical skill. First is the technical skill. Then second is the people management skill. And third is the vision part of it. What we are going to do in future, or what our organization is going to do in the future. So as, let us say, you have graduated and you have become a GET or a graduate engineer trainee anywhere. So at that stage, you don't have any vision. You don't bother about vision. So what are the two important things you have? You have 90% focus on technical skills, isn't it? Because you are an engineering graduate, and 10% on people management skills, which is limited to a small group of GETs or junior engineers, isn't it? So that is where your scope is limited. So remember this. Now, for in the middle management, when you reach the middle management, let us say with around 15, 20 years experience, there again, the role technical skill comes down to 50%. You can note down if you want. And people management skill increases to 50%. So you can see over a period of 15, 20 years, there is a 40% jump in people management skills. Still, I will say vision is not that important because vision is already given from the top. And then you have to implement, for example, mostly department heads will be in that middle management range, isn't it? So there, 50% people management skills and 50% on technical skills. Now, let us see when you become a CEO. There it is 75% people management skills, 15% technical skills, and 10% is vision skills, to look for the future vision, where my department will be or where my organization will be. So you see how you graduate in these three skills from a GET to a CEO, isn't it? So combined with creativity and these three skills, you have to, best thing to do is to assess yourself today. Where do you stand? So best thing to do is just put it on a page, A4 size page, what you want to be and how you want to achieve your objective of having these three skills from a junior level to the cost of engineering is hardly 10% of the project cost. Please note down that this will help you a lot. But it has got an impact of 75% on the success of the project. Please remember this. The engineering cost is only 10% of the project cost, but it has got an impact of 75% on the success of the project. What does it mean? That you have to define well what you want. If you don't define well what you want through engineering, you don't know what you are going to get. Isn't it? So this is where our major role comes into the picture. Okay? So you just look at the role of engineers, how multifaceted they have to be. So here my input to all of you is, you must learn something on basics of financing also, particularly project financing. Please note down. And let me tell you, one of the key aspects of project financing is financial modeling of a project. It's very important for you to learn how to communicate all important things. Don't ever forget to not to communicate. Excess communication is okay. It can be forgiven. But less communication is most dangerous. And I think the best way to improve your communication is within yourself. Isn't it? For example, let me share one more experience. I keep myself energetic and young by, doing something or thinking about something about which I don't know. Nothing to do with engineering. For example, in my house, I do all plumbing works, including dirty sewage or whatever it is. I do myself unless it is beyond my hands. Then we call a plumber or same thing with electrical things. Most of the things I do unless it's something something to do with main line. Then only we call. Same thing. I do woodwork. I do painting. There is nothing which I am not doing. So it helps me in many ways. It keeps me busy many times. And also I feel happy. And you will not believe I got all the tools. I got a drilling machine. I got all the file. Anything you name it, I have. get involved in something which you don't do. Pick up a hobby, very unique hobby. It can be music. Music is, again, I said, from creative part of view, music, art, painting, foreign language, or mountaineering. All those are the creative part. But this is one part which I will say between creativity and keeping yourself, intuitive. Carpentry, you need not learn everything, some basic things, like you have a drilling. So I found a drilling machine which is most useful, and I got it in 96 from Helsinki. And when I got it in the house, I got such a firing. How the hell you can spend $50 on a drilling machine in 93? Then I said, don't, just give me a few years, you will know its importance. And that machine is even working today well. And I have learned a lot of things practically, by using it. So this is also, you please try to learn one of the skills. Don't think anything is not important. Every skill is important. Our college is the best, and
Yes, sir.
I have outsmarted many IIT guys also, and they even get shocked that, yeah, how the hell you are able to do better than us.
Yes,
So,
sir.
so, our college is the best.
Yes,
Only
sir.
regret is I have is I could have been probably academically I could have focused more, but then God wanted this way, to not to focus much, but to get into a different direction. So
Yes, sir.
project management doesn't need that much technical things, So
Yes, sir.
this is what is important. So thank you
Yes.
for inviting me, and
Sir, it is
all
a
the best
pleasure to have you.
to the team
Thank you.
members.